Okay, so this is my first time making a video or talking about Kevin Samuels since his passing, even though I planned on doing a video numerous of times and things happened, I just never got a chance to. So now I have a few minutes. I will go and say what I want to say, give my opinion of how I view him, how I view the situation, everything else, like everybody else does. That's all. So with Kevin Samuel, I will say this. After hearing a lot of people say different things, like he was kind of like our modern day Malcolm X or Martin Luther King and things like that, and hearing how some of the women just assume that all he did was bash women and degrade black women. Just hearing some of all the responses from people of what they've said since the guy been dead, making fun of the dead, things like that you hardly never see. And then I'm seeing some people saying, what about rappers talking about, B word, the other word, calling women out their name and glorifying that aggressive behavior, and women just, hey, said, I was seeing all that stuff. And, I like to wait a little bit before I elaborate and give my view point on a lot of these things I've heard in the recent time about this Kevin Samuel situation. Me personally, I know he was just trying to help black and brown folks, men and women, come together. Yes, he had a couple failed marriages. That's why I also feel like he was able to talk about relationships, because he been there. A lot of people do want to be married. He's been married and that didn't work out. He did it again. He never gave up. And so on. So when you talk about the body and people say body shame, that can be to a certain degree. We all body shame at some point. Even man body shame other man. Women do it to man. Body shaming is something it happens. It's not like no one never talk about nobody else's body. I'm 235, 237, but I used to be like 208, 150 something in high school. And, my weight been up and down. And of course, women call me husky. Do I like that? No. But I have been called husky. You know what I'm saying? I've been called, things like fat and flat booty, shit like that. Man, some of y'all women can be mean, and y'all degrade guys as well. So, but one thing about it is, though, I've never talked about somebody who died in a negative manner because I didn't like their opinion. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of people that's opinionated. We have a lot of people that have a delivery that we don't like because it bruise our ego or make us feel some type of way. That's okay. We all not gonna be the same. We not all made the same. So that's how I look at it. Me personally, I actually became a fan of Kevin Samuel because one thing I noticed, he said things that a lot of guys wanted to say that didn't have the courage to say publicly or to their woman. And he did. And not only that, he did in a way where he was always dressed in a suit. He was clean cut. And he did it in like a corporate way, but also his delivery was not how you would have liked it. And a lot of women he have helped. I listened to some of the testimonies. I listened to some of the women talking about, how he helped them here and there with this and that. And I looked at the comments. I read comments. So not all women are upset at Kevin, So that's why I'm like, you got some women that just heard some clips, some sound bites, and just went in, But overall, he did more good than bad. And on top of that, how can you get mad at somebody for their opinion and it happened just to be viral, and he have to be popular for giving his opinion when you got Howard Stern that been doing it for 30-some years with his opinion, Dr. Phil, all these different influencers that was on TV that we grew up watching and listening and stuff like that. We just pick and choose who we like and who we don't like. and who we gonna follow and who we won't follow, and who we gonna give a hard time and who we not gonna give a hard time to. That's what we do as people. We just like to pick and choose who we gonna love on and who we go to hate on. Like, they love Floyd at one point, then they start hating on Floyd. And then you got some people that love Floyd quietly and secretly, you know what I'm saying? But it is how it is. Like I said, me personally, he brought a lot of conversation to the table that was needed. We have a lot of women out here that's low level but want high level man, high value guy. And, you know, it always been somebody said that to the guys, like, listen, you're like a 6 or a 5 trying to get a 10. That's not gonna happen, buddy. I remember growing up hearing guys do the numbers thing where it's like, bro, you're like a 7. You're not finna get a 10 or a 20. You know, this girl a dime. You know, so, you know, so it's always been some form of this, you know, throughout. But like I said, he just got popular for his opinion that he been doing for a long time. I went and looked at a lot of his videos and watched some of his content on IG, and it's not all how people try to make it seem to be. I think y'all should really check some of his stuff out and really listen to it with an open ear, and then you can kind of get a lot of where he's coming from. Yeah, now you're not going to agree with everything he say. No one's going to agree with everything someone says, you know, but for the most part, he was very stand-up-ish, what he was talking about. And he made people think and start using their mind, whether, you know, it was good or bad. He made people think, and he helped a lot of guys out, because some of these women just felt like they shit don't stink and they didn't want to change for nothing. I watched one where a lady had a husband. She told us she wanted to be single and she wanted to leave him and all this other stuff. And then he said, so you going to go out there and do what? You going to go out there and look for some potential? What do you want in a man? Then she said, I want to be married. I want this and that. He said, but you already married. You already have somebody. Yeah, but we got married when we was young teenagers. And, you know, so all he do is listen to what you say and then give his view on it. And then another thing, he look at the statistics and he give you the numbers that he's seeing. You know what I'm saying? And just a lot of times women be BSing. He call them on their BS. And that's all it is, holding y'all accountable. Y'all don't like to be held accountable, and y'all don't like when y'all wrong. And y'all not going to admit when y'all wrong. And that's all it is. It's not one woman that I've talked to or ran to, and if they was wrong and I said something to them or I called them out about it, they wanted to go back and forth. They wanted to try to, like have this who got the biggest chest contest type deal. And it's like, it's not even about that. You was wrong, you wrong. It's okay, let's move forward. And they would go on and on about it. It was like, but you was wrong. Let it go. So, like I said, for me, he just was holding women accountable. He also was holding men accountable, too. Because I've seen him telling a lot of dudes cut their hair. You should have a low haircut, which I don't believe in that, and I don't agree with that. But that was his view of it. You know, he was saying you want to make a certain amount of money, you got to dress the part, you got to look this way, look that. So he got on men as well, not just women only. You know, so like I said, that's my view on it. I don't want to go too long about this. You know, stay tuned. I'm working on content of my own channel. It's Kane Talk Show. Looking to interview entrepreneurs, truck drivers, people in the transportation industry, because I've been driving trucks for over 11 years. I feel like when it comes to trucking, I'm that guy. I know it's about trucking. It's me. It's Kane. So always love. One love. See you at the top or see you at the bank or the beaches of the world.